Well, today is Tuesday, June the 6th, 2017. I hope you had a great Monday. Hope it started out good for you. We're going to have a great week, so. My name is Earl Arnold. I am the host of Let's Talk About Tomorrow. Well, we had a great week last week, and I know we're going to have another great week this week. Thanks for joining me. But first, my opening comments. Stick around. Traditional country music. Is there room for it on country music radio today? That's what I want to talk about today in my opening comments. Traditional country music. It almost seems like we've got to go way back in history to find it. But you know, recently, I've actually produced some really good traditional country. So in my mind, I was thinking, what a great opening comments segment that we could piece together today. I mean, give everybody an opportunity to get involved. I'm telling you, it's really easy. Just go to my website. If you have not downloaded the free mobile apps on Google Play and the App Store, do it. Just search under the apps section, Let's Talk About Tomorrow. Download the app. That way you've got it right there on your device. And on there is an electronic form where you can send in questions, comments, say whatever you want to say. I really want you guys, the listeners, to get involved on this topic. Let me know what your thoughts are. Is there room on the radio for traditional country? I got to know. I think there is. And I've got a lot of people that have been asking me questions. When is it going to happen? Wow, I wish I knew the answer to that because I don't have a clue. I will say this, though. I'd sure love to hear it. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of country music that I listen to on the radio that I love. I've been able to produce some really great country music over the last 5-6 years. And part of that, there's no doubt, I give a big shout out to all the musicians. I'm very fortunate. I get to work with some of the greatest players that you and I have ever heard. I'm just curious. I want to know what my listeners are thinking. Let me know. This is a great time to let your voice be heard. I'll be glad to read any comments that you email to me. If you're not a big mobile app person, send me an email. You can reach me at earl@letstalkabouttomorrow.com. I just want to hear what you guys have to say. Is there room for traditional country music on country music radio today? Reach out. Sit back and listen to one song that I recently produced that I think is a smash hit. I want to know what you think. Reach out to me.
I met a girl down in Dallas, and she took me in. Her little girl took to me like we were best friends. Then a memory of a heartbreak came crashing in. So I packed up and took off again. Now I'm up here in Knoxville in the smoky moonlight. I've messed up again, and I miss them tonight. Texas, hold on till I get back to them. I guess I folded when I should have went all in. to see them again. Texas Hold'em till I get back to them. Good hand to hold, but I guess I was blind. But when a heart gets broken, a diamond's hard to find. I should have bet everything and left the past way behind. 'Cause there's two hearts I can't get off my mind. You don't know what you got till it's finally gone. I gambled on love and I might have lost. Texas, hold on till I get back to them. I guess I folded when I should have went all in. Now I'm heading back to Dallas. I hope to see them again. Texas Hold'em till I get back to them.
Now, see, that sounds like a hit song to me. Texas Hold'em. I just want to know what your thoughts are. I mean, would you like to hear that on country music radio? I would. I think it'll work. I think that's what's missing. But it's your turn to chime out. Let your voice be heard. Well, my first guest can definitely enlighten us. He has played every type of country music that you and I can think of. Matter of fact, he was a member of a very successful vocal group back in the 90s called the Pirates of the Mississippi. They won the Academy of Country Music Top New Vocal Group Award in 1991. They went on to have several successful albums, several top 10 hits. Now he spends most of his time in Nashville recording studios as a top session player. And if you love the Grand Ole Opry, well, he's part of that also. He's one of the musicians playing on that stage just about every night. I'm so thankful that he took the time out to join me today. His name is Pat Severs, and Pat is actually joining us via the Let's Talk hotline, and I've heard rumors that he's laying on some beach somewhere right now with a tall drink and a lot of sand and ocean water. Am I close, Pat?
You're very close. I'm down here in Pawleys Island, South Carolina, which is one of my happy places, not too far from where I'm actually from. And my wife and son and I, we try to get down here a couple of times a year just to get our feet in the sand. It's one thing they say about people from South Carolina. They say you never really get the sand out of your shoes.
That's exactly
we
right.
have to get down here every now and then and recharge our batteries.
Well, you know, I told you just a second ago, if I would have known that you were down there recharging, I would have not have bothered you. So, but man, I really appreciate you taking time to talk with us today. My listeners are going to love the show. And I'm going to tell you the biggest reason I reached out to you. I know that you have played on every style of country music that's out there. I know you spent a lot of time playing on a lot of traditional country music. I just want to name just a handful. I don't have enough time to tell everything you've played on or the artists you played with, but Charlie Rich, Eddie Rabbitt, Billy Dean, Johnny Lee, Rob Crosby, Waylon Jennings, Vern Gosdin. I mean, these are just a handful. Bill Anderson. I know you're on the Grand Ole Opry playing all the time. I don't know how you find time to get to South Carolina. That's awesome. But the biggest reason I wanted you on here today, what are your thoughts when it comes to traditional country maybe making another run for it? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, you know, I moved to Nashville in 1976 and, just started working right away there as a professional musician. And I've really seen it come and seen it go and seen it change and then change back. I remember back when I first went to work for Eddie Rabbitt back in 1980, and he was kind of the Garth Brooks of his day.
Yeah.
And had made, it's just a huge, huge star, and it was really quite a thing for a young guy like me to be working for a big superstar like that.
Yeah.
But Eddie, had started his career making real traditional sounding country records, songs like Drinking My Baby Off My Mind and $2 in the Jukebox. And I mean, real super traditional, 4/4 shuffle country music.
Yeah.
And then he started kind of transitioning into a more pop country thing, and then more or less just into, a pretty straight ahead pop music, records like Suspicions and Driving My Life Away and I Love a Rainy Night. Some of those that actually were all #1 pop records as well. #1 country records. So, and that's also about the time that Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton and a lot of others were really leaning heavily into the pop end of things and having pop hits as well as country hits. And a lot of people were kind of bemoaning that fact, saying, "Oh, traditional country music's dead," and everything like that. And, then a few years later, here comes Randy Travis and Ricky Skaggs and a couple of guys like that are, singing real super traditional country music with fiddle and steel, and all of a sudden, traditional music's back again. Sort of led us into the 90s where, actually a lot of pretty darn good traditional country music was made in the 90s.
Being that you said the 90s, I have to, and I kind of brought this up at first, you were a big dude back in the 90s with the Pirates of the Mississippi. I mean, you guys were...
Yeah, we had a pretty good run at it back then. We had a big record called Feed Jake, and that was probably the biggest one. And then we had some other top 10 records as well. We had a pretty good little run at it for a few years there.
How does it feel, though? You guys also won the Academy of Country Music Top New Vocal Group in 1991. That had to be pretty exciting.
We sure did.
I mean,
that was, to say the least.
I mean, when I think of that, that's got to be just, I can only imagine sitting out in the audience and they call my name. See, that's never happened to me, but boy, I've dreamed about it a bunch of times.
Yeah, and it was quite an experience, I'll have to say.
Well, I'm really happy that and please tell your wife I said thank you for allowing me to steal you away just for a few minutes. I really don't want to take up a lot of your time, but I do want you to understand I played for our guest today a song that you actually played steel on back a while back. And it really had this super traditional country feel. And I mean, man, your strings were on fire. It was such a great song. And that's the biggest reason I wanted to try to get you on the show today because, man, it was a great song. And all of you guys did such a great job. And I'm sitting back thinking, this has got to, take root again. I would really love to see that happen.
Well, I believe it will. I honestly do. I mean, like I say, I've seen this kind of come and go a couple of times since I've been here.
Yeah.
And, traditional country music, it's still out there. I mean, a lot of those artists are still out there touring. I see them out at the Opry a lot. I see these guys like Tracy Lawrence and others that made all these wonderful records back in the 90s, and they're still out there working, and people are still buying tickets to come see them.
Exactly.
So, that music it's just because it's not being played on the radio doesn't mean that it's not out there. It's definitely out there. People still enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then there's a new wave of young fans. Some of these hipster guys, they're really into traditional country music too.
Yeah.
And they're having a lot of the older musicians, I should say more experienced musicians.
Yeah. Good save. Good save.
So,
yeah.
There's a new wave of younger people out there that really, really love traditional country music. Whether or not radio will come on board, corporate radio will come on board and ever start embracing it again. I guess that's something we'll have to wait around and see.
I can
tell. A lot
tell
of people are consuming music in so many different ways now than they were back in the 80s and 90s.
Sure.
With a show very much like yours, like you're doing right now.
Well, I'm going to tell you something.
Consuming music and information a lot differently now.
Yeah, and, I share with people all the time. I can sit back and listen to players like you, what you're able to do on the steel guitar, and don't get me wrong, I know you can play everything with strings on it, which just totally makes me sick. I wish I could do that. But I could sit back and listen to your steel guitar. I mean, just all day. It is amazing. It's soothing. It's real. It's authentic. And I just wish that it would grab hold again. And I'm hoping that some of these songs that I'm sharing, and yeah, you played on them, and I'm glad you did, because you put that that authentic country sound to it that I just dearly love. And I'm just thankful to call you my friend. And I'm so thankful you've played on several of the recordings that I've produced. I just hope and pray that I can sit out there in the audience one day and receive an award for that, because if I do, you're going to have to come on stage with me. So, but listen.
I sure appreciate all that, Earl. That's very kind.
Well,
Steel guitar is definitely my first love among instruments.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
It seems like I just love it more every time I sit down to play, even after all these years.
Absolutely. Well, listen, go back to the beach. Again, tell your wife and your family, forgive me. I appreciate you taking out the time for all my listeners. I know they're going to love to hear about this. And Pat, have a great time and relax. And I will talk to you when you get back into Nashville, okay?
Absolutely. We'll be back shortly.
Thank you, buddy, and I appreciate everything. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. Well, that was Pat Severs. What a great musician. Man, I appreciate that interview. Great interview. And he's down on a beach, guys. He's on vacation, and that's where his heart's at. He took the time to talk to me and my listeners and share with you what his thoughts were about traditional country music. Pat, thumbs up to you, buddy. I appreciate that. Dear friend, thank you so much. I guess you know what that music means. You know what time it is? I'm going to tell you what time it is. It's somebody's birthday. That's what time it is. Oh, yeah. Always a great day when you have a birthday. All of you out there have a great day. On behalf of Let's Talk About Tomorrow, have a very, very happy birthday. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I want to make a big shout out to one of our 1981 graduating class members, Jeff Edwards. Happy birthday, buddy. Have a great day, man. Jeff Edwards. Yeah. I saw he's turning 54. I thought Jeff was older than me. Man, I got him by a few months. That's okay. Happy birthday, Jeff. All right, my next guest is one of the agents over at Crylak Realtors right here in Clarksville, Tennessee. You've heard me talking to David Green. He is the managing broker. Their number over at the office is 931-648-2112. And so we've got a special guest today. His name is Ron Farson. He has been in this area a very long time. So, Ron, are you with us?
I'm here, Earl.
We are glad to have you, and I'm just going to kind of let you introduce yourself to everybody and take over. It's all on you, buddy.
I appreciate that. Thanks for having me on the show. Yeah, David's our broker and general manager. He does a good job with not only the clients but with us. So we're happy to have him up here. I don't know whether that'll get me a raise or not. I doubt it. Anyway, I have been here a long time. I came back from. I'm an old West Virginia boy, and I came back from Vietnam in 1968, like a lot of people did, and a lot of people didn't. But I was one of the lucky ones. And when I came back, I was stationed out here at Fort Campbell, and I've been here ever since. I spent about 20 years in the car business with Wyatt and Johnson, and that's when they were down. The people that's been here a long time down on Craft Street.
Yeah, I remember.
We had the Chrysler Plymouth franchise, and then I went to Beatty Mazda when it was in New Providence,
mm-hmm.
and I stayed there for 12 years. I was a general manager, and in between those two jobs, I sold manufactured homes for about 10 years. So, I know a lot of people in town. I've tried to do right by them. I'm just easy to get along with. That's
right.
Well, I've got a couple, an ex-wife or two that may not agree with that, but other than that, the rest of the people like me. But
yeah, I think you're great.
I've had my real estate license about 15 years.
Okay.
And I've been right here. I haven't gone anywhere else. It's a good place to work.
Yeah.
And I've really enjoyed it. I really have.
Well, let me ask you this, Ron. While we've got you on the phone, we know the number at the office, which is 931-648-2112. Is there another number that people can contact you directly?
Absolutely. My cell number is 931-320-6331.
Now, Ron, are you okay with people, if they just have general questions, are you okay with them calling you directly?
Absolutely. Like I said, I wish they would do that. And what a lot of people don't know, if they're out driving around on a weekend or a weekday and they see a house that they like, and even if it's not our company listing, they can still call me with that address, and I can give them all the information they need. Now,
that's a great point. Okay, so to all my listeners, if you do see a sign, even if it doesn't say Crye-Leike Realtors, you're saying they can call you and you can look into that home and the information and help them with that?
Sure can. I can give them all the information. If they're really serious and want to look at it, I can schedule an appointment. I can do it all.
Well, that's totally awesome. Well, guys, this has been a Real Estate Minute. Crye-Leike Realtors. David Green is the managing broker over there. Again, their number is 931-648-2112. I want to thank Ron Farson for joining us today. Ron, I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Sounds good.
Ron, you take care, and I'll talk to you again.
Have a good day.
You too, Ron. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
All right, it's about that time. My next segment is one of my favorites. Takes me all the way back to 1981. That's right, to the greatest graduating class of all time. Clarksville High School, 1981. Love to share some of the old songs that we used to listen to back then. Let me test your memory. How many remember this one?
She a good friend. Yeah, no, he's been a good friend of mine. Lately something's changed, it ain't hard to define. Jesse's got himself a girl and a woman with a mind. And she's watching him with those eyes, and she's loving him with that body, I just know it. And he's holding her in his arms late at night. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Why can't I find a woman like that? I'll play a little fishing game. Doesn't seem to be a reason to change. I feel so dirty when it starts talking cute. I wanna tell him that I love him, but the point's gone. And she's watching him with those eyes. And she's loving him with that body, I just know it. And he's all in his arms, baby. I wish that I had Jesse's girl.
Yeah, Jesse's Girl, Rick Springfield. That was a big hit back in the day. Big shout out to 1981, Clarksville High School graduating class. Hope you remember that one. Wow. I enjoyed this show. Great show. Special thanks to my guest, Ron Farson, there with Crye-Leike Realtors, David Green and company. I also want to thank Pat Severs. I appreciate him taking time out. Appreciate you guys, my listeners, listening to the music I shared with you today. Please reach out to me. Email me, use my electronic form on the website or the mobile apps. Give me a shout. Thanks for joining me today. I will be talking to you again tomorrow.